This episode of The Havery Show is being brought to you by Heartland Tax and Accounting, 863-385-5020. The following program has been rated G and is suitable for all audiences. With us today on The Havery Show, we have the president and CEO of the Greater Sebring Chamber of Commerce, and really an important person to our community, has given years and years of selfless service to Sebring and the general area, and I'm very, very happy to have Tenille Drury-Smith on the podcast today. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. I'm really excited.
I am too.
So where do we want to dig in?
I don't know.
Let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
You're not from Sebring originally.
No, I'm not.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm originally I was born in Laconia, New Hampshire. Yes, sir.
Laconia.
Laconia.
One of my favorite restaurants in the world, the Tilton Diner.
Oh my gosh. When I tell my mom, she's going to die.
So for years, when the kids were little, we would fly into Manchester and we would drive up to Laconia and we would stay somewhere in one of those areas and go skiing. So that area has become hugely important. And to this day, usually, at least once a year now, we missed last year. We don't have it on the schedule this year, but me and Harrison go up to Weirs Beach.
Oh my gosh.
And we go to Fun Spot. And we take 2 full days, to play classic arcade games,
oh my gosh,
miniature golf, and candlestick bowling in the coolest place on earth.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I grew up there. Like that was the place.
So did you spend like every weekend of the summer on Weirs Beach?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Pretty much.
And
yeah.
Fun Spot? You went to Fun Spot?
Oh yes. And I've taken my kids when we went up there. We haven't been back in many years, but we still have family up there, and we go when we go there.
Wow.
To the Weirs.
The Weirs. The Weirs.
The Weirs. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
My accent will come out. When I go up there, it'll come back a little bit, and I'll have it for a little while, and then.
So you got a little bit of a southern twang
Yes.
when you're here, but you can shift right back into New Hampshire mode.
Yes.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I've been down here since I was 12.
Okay.
So I'm definitely a Floridian now, but
Yes.
I was in that, that age where your voice starts to, change. And I
Yeah.
think that's why, I didn't keep my accent. And, my mom, my grandmother, they definitely have their accent still. Yes.
That is great. And Gunstock, we used to
Oh,
go.
yes.
We used to go skiing at Gunstock.
Yep.
I can't believe it.
Camp there every summer with my grandparents.
For summer at Gunstock?
Yes.
What do they have there for summer?
Oh my gosh, they have all kinds of activities during
Really?
summer. Yep, they transition to, summertime activities, and
I'll be darned.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, it's wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've got all these videos of the kids skiing, and there was a place, I can't remember where now. It was near Laconia. It was very near. And there was a hill. There's a little town, a little village, and a hill that all the kids would the discs with the snow.
Is it Guilford?
Guilford.
Yes.
Guilford.
Yes.
And there was another place, and this has been driving me crazy for years. So maybe you can help me. But this may have been well after you were gone already. But there was a pizza place that we loved. And it was Tom's Brothers or something like that. And I don't remember where, but I know it was in one of those little villages right around Laconia. Does that ring a bell?
No, because we really, honestly, the only pizza, and we eat it to this day when we go up there, is Papagino's. And it's a chain.
Okay.
So when we were up there, we did not eat anything except Papagino's. So
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, my grandparents' home was in Guilford.
I'll be darned.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep.
It is a small world.
Yes.
I've known you for a number of years.
Yep.
I had no idea that you were from there. Yeah. Wow. Cool.
Yes.
So how did you make your way from Laconia, New Hampshire to Sebring, Florida?
Well, my grandparents bought a home in Winter Haven.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents were, I'm the oldest of five.
Okay.
So big family, and it's expensive to live up there.
Oh, yeah.
And we my parents made the decision to move us to Winter Haven.
What year would that have been roughly?
1989.
1989.
Yep.
Winter Haven Mall was still there.
Yes.
Barely.
Yes.
Just barely. And had they already started taking it apart, or was it still the full mall?
It was still the full.
Do you remember it? Did you go there a lot?
Yes.
Orange Julius?
Yes.
Was still there?
Yes.
Oh, it was a big deal to go to Winter Haven Mall.
Yes.
When you were from Sebring,
I bet.
holy moly. And it felt like it took forever to get there. It seemed so far away, and it's not that far away at all.
No.
But it sure did when you were a little kid and you knew the mall was your destination. Wow.
Yep.
How fun.
Yep.
Winter Haven Mall.
Yep.
And Moss Brothers, was it Moss Brothers, or was it, there was one of the big chain stores that's out of business now.
I don't remember.
I can't remember either. You're quite a bit younger than me, so you might not remember. Anyway, Winter Haven Mall.
Yeah, Winter Haven.
How fun.
Yeah.
So your grandparents are in Winter Haven. You came down to be with them for a while?
Yep, we stayed. We lived in Winter Haven until I was the middle of my sophomore year. And then my dad got a position at Limpec, and we moved to Sebring.
Wow.
Yep.
Winter Haven, is that the Blue Devils?
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
So Linpack, then you moved to Sebring. Where did you move in Sebring? What area?
We lived off of Moon Ranch Road.
Oh, nice.
Yep, we had a house.
Very
in Moon
nice. Well,
Ranch
that's
Road.
handy, location-wise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very cool.
And so I was, I graduated Sebring High School, but I was only here a year and a half.
What year?
96.
Uh-huh.
So, I know people. I was in band.
Yeah.
I was a majorette.
Yeah.
Played the flute. So, I know people, but, there's I just had someone contact me. I think you went to high school with me. And I'm like, my name's recognizable.
Sure.
And I was like, I'm really good with faces, but, I wasn't there long enough to know people, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then moved away and came, went away to school. And
Where'd you go to school?
well, I went to school at Santa Fe.
Mm-hmm.
My first admiration was to become a veterinarian.
Okay.
So I was looking to go to UF for that.
Yeah.
That didn't work out. And then I switched to education and, moved to Tallahassee, went to FSU, was on my second child, and I never finished. So, and I got into retail management. And
Wow.
so that's kind of how my sales background started.
Yeah. What a journey from veterinarian to teacher to sales and marketing and all that. Wow.
Yeah.
And you've landed a great job. You're
Yes.
CEO and president of the Sebring Greater Chamber of Commerce. How cool is that?
Yes, I love my job.
Oh, yeah.
But it's kind of a cool combination of everything that I loved about each job that I did. Because when I moved back to Sebring, I was, selling. I was like a, business to business salesperson. And I was all over the place, and ended up at the Kenilworth Lodge as a sales manager.
Were you there with Don Elwell? Was he there? Okay.
Yes. He was the GM at the
Yes.
time, and I was primarily working with Madge Stewart.
Yes, of course.
So I was kind of her, right hand, and we did a lot of great things together. And
yeah.
I love that hotel so much, and I cannot wait for it to come back.
I know.
It breaks my heart.
Every time I drive past it,
Yes.
literally multiple times a day.
Yeah.
Now the outside is looking so much better.
Oh,
and they
so
put a lot of work on the outside.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm ready for that place to be open. They used to have these bike festivals, and it would be just I used to sing out on the porch.
I remember.
I can't tell you how many shows that I did there from the time I was a kid until they closed it up.
Yeah.
I've got so many good memories. Okay, here we go.
Oh no.
Is the Kenilworth Lodge haunted or not?
So
This episode of The Havery Show is being brought to you by Heartland Tax and Accounting, 863-385-5020. Is the Kenilworth Lodge haunted or not?
So I and Marky Badge will probably kill me for even saying, but I definitely experienced, and my kids were with me on one of the occasions. I was setting up for our final touches on a special event that we were having. So I was there later in the Plantation Ballroom.
Yep.
And the Victory Chapel off of the
Oh,
Plantation
yes.
Ballroom had a piano or
Yeah, I
an
remember.
organ in it.
Yep.
And I was walking down the hallway towards, and all three of my kids, and my kids were young, and my two oldest ones remember this, my youngest doesn't, but I heard the piano playing. And I stopped. I'm getting goosebumps right now.
Oh,
even
me
thinking
too.
About it.
Me too.
And I was like, stopped with them, and we were quiet. I'm like, shh. And it started again. And then my son looked at me like, I'm like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and go. And then, there's always spots in the hotel that, people had experiences with. It mostly happened when we were full, Bike Fest was,
Yes.
the Bicycle Fest was one of them. But like one particular hallway on the second floor was definitely had some activity. Water would turn on, razors, electric razors would turn on their own. Some people were really calm about it, and some people, were like, is there a place for me to move? And like I said, when it happens when it's full, there's no place to move.
Right.
So yeah.
Was there a particular room on the second floor that things kind of were like a hot spot?
Remember.
Cold spot?
I don't remember if it was 217 or I just remember it was you go up the stairs and it was to the right.
Okay.
I don't particularly remember the exact room numbers.
Wow.
And and you hear like, they would I wish I could remember the old GM's name, Mr. Parker.
Okay.
We would be in our office, which was just like inside to the left, and it was a joke that if the door slid open on its own, they'd say, "Hey, Mr. Parker,"
no
because
kidding.
I guess he had been seen, at some
Sure.
point, not by me, but and there was definitely other things that other staff experienced as well. So
I've always heard the basement
yes,
was kind of a hot spot
yes,
and a creepy place.
yes.
I've always, and I can't think of the guy's name now. It's one of the owners. Anyway, I was talking to him once. Me and Harrison were having lunch over at one of Gus's places, chicken shop or something. He was there with his son, and I made a flippant comment about how I want to spend the night. I just want to take a sleeping bag and a pillow and spend the night in the basement just to see what it's like.
Yeah.
He didn't seem to be very receptive to the idea of doing that. But the Kenilworth, that goes back to my days, as a 11, 12-year-old kid. And me and David Tavernier and Clark Patterson and Craig Tavernier, we would ride our bikes all over town. That was just what we did. It was just summer. And at some point, not often, but sometimes we would crash the pool and we would go swimming back there. And it was usually a pretty quick in and out because we didn't want to get in trouble. We didn't want to get busted or anything. We had our Sebring High, it was prom or homecoming, one of those things. We had it there. John Spiegel had Pier 17 there. Do you remember that? That was before your time. So that was one of John Spiegel's ventures before he took over the Circle Theater.
Okay.
Great. Everything he's done has been first rate. So he did that. My band has played there so many times. I used to DJ. I used to DJ there for weddings and stuff all the time. But one of my favorite things about Kenilworth is when my kids were little, and my wife Dawn was a teacher at Fred Wild, and so I was Mr. Stay-at-home, Mr. Mom. And so I'd load the kids up in the stroller, and we have the house over on Oak Avenue. So we would just take a morning stroll, and we would come up kind of by St. Catherine's and cut through the St. Catherine's parking lot and then cut through the rectory, and then we would be kind of right there by Kenilworth. And we would go in the back gate where it said no admittance, guests only or something like that. And we would walk through and we would sing, breaking the law. And we would cut through and go to Hardee's.
Uh-huh.
We'd have some breakfast at Hardee's. And then on the way back, we would go into the hotel. It makes me almost kind of teary, but we'd go into the hotel and we'd go into the Plantation Ballroom and I would play on the piano and play Yellow Submarine or some crazy song, and Katie would be dancing around on the stage, and Rodney would be running around. Harrison would just be in the stroller. And I think one time Don Elwell came in and said something to the effect of, can I help you? And I was like, no, we're all right. We're just doing our morning thing. And I think that was my introduction to Don Elwell. And he never said a word after that, so that was kind of cool. But what a beautiful place.
It is.
That place has to be saved.
Yes.
We lost the Santa Rosa. We lost the Nancessa. We can't let Kenilworth go.
Right. I 100% agree.
Do you know anything about it? Are you at liberty to say anything?
I really don't. We get updates with the CRA because I'm on the board every now and then, but there's really hasn't been anything recently. Yeah. I just know that, things are in the works. Yeah. So
if I was a billionaire, I would start buying up property all around Kenilworth, and I would try to regain the properties that were all lost. You know about the golf course that was there and the gardens that were there?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I've seen the pictures and the postcards and everything. Yeah.
Really remarkable place.
Yep.
And you got to work there.
I did.
How fun is that?
Yeah. That was definitely one of my top jobs I've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I can't imagine.
Yeah. And I loved working for Market Mensch.
Yeah, they were great people. And Josh, what a great guy he is.
Yes.
Yeah,
he was just a kid when I was working there, so it's been really cool to see, what he's done too.
Yeah.
So.
What a great community leader he's turned out to be.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm very proud of him too. Do they have other kids, or is it just Josh?
Oh yeah, they do a daughter, Kate.
Kate.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Holy moly.
Yep.
She a little bit younger than yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, when you came in, we're going to sidetrack and then come back to Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
But when you came in, you looked over at my shelf and you saw my Star Wars Legos. Harrison gets me those for Christmas.
Yes.
So you're in a weird spot for Star Wars, because if you were my age, you would know the original trilogy. Mm-hmm. If you were 10 years younger than what you are, you would know all the prequels and all that. But you're in the kind of the weird spot for in Star Wars. How did that happen?
I don't my family loved movies. We love movies and we love music.
Yeah.
And grew up on both. I was born the year the original Star Wars came out.
77.
Yep. So I don't know. I've just, I guess we just watched them, and I don't know. I want to say I probably saw one of them in the movies. Uh-huh. Maybe it was the third one.
Yeah, Return of the Jedi.
Yep. But they would just be on TV, and I've always loved them.
Yeah.
And I've seen, since all the other ones come out, I've seen them all. So,
Have you seen the spin-off ones? Clone Wars and Rebels and all that stuff.
I have not watched those.
Well, that would take you a while.
Yeah.
To get through all that, but man, are they worth watching?
Are they? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm such a, I like the original.
Yeah.
We showed it at the theater on May 4th.
Yes.
But I'm just, I don't know. I feel like I know there's lots of stories and there's lots of, and it's so, it's just the creativity behind it, and I don't know. Have you watched the making of on the Disney? I mean, that is the coolest thing ever. Yeah. I have such appreciation for, how it started there, and
every movie that's made today owes its lifeblood to George Lucas and Star Wars. They pioneered special effects like Harry Harryhausen did decades before. They did stuff that was impossible. They made the impossible possible, and everybody from that point on built on that technology. Yeah. Skywalker Ranch and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Amazing stuff. So you like Star Wars, but you're not necessarily a big fan girl kind of Star Wars person.
Right. Okay. And I love when we go to Disney.
Oh yeah.
Have you been to the
Galaxy's Edge?
Gosh. That is just the most unbelievable thing.
Yeah, you went on you're talking about the ride.
Yes.
Even if you didn't go on the ride,
the world,
just to be in the whole, the ships, the full size ships there, and the characters walking through and everything. Yep. Yeah, but that ride, next level.
Next level.
I had been waiting on something like that because, in my personal opinion, and I love Disney. Don't get me wrong, I love Disney, but I feel like they had gotten a little bit lazy.
Yeah.
The last really epic, incredible thing I think they did was Song of the South, Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
And that was, wow.
Yep.
That was incredible. But they've done it with Star Wars.
Yes. Yeah,
This
it was
whole,
amazing.
the magnetic cars that are driving around on no track. And they're, fully capable of all this different motion. And you come out into that one area where the doors open and you see what appears to be hundreds of stormtroopers there.
Yeah.
And it's just dead real looking.
Yep.
So cool.
It's cool. And you're like in the story. Like it's immersed, it's real. They did it. They did amazing. And my kids always, I love Chewbacca.
Yeah.
He is like I love him. And I always I'm like, can we just please go stand in line to take a picture with him? And they won't ever do it. I'm like, well, this last time I said, I'm going to go do it by myself.
Absolutely.
I'm getting a picture.
So Chewie's your favorite.
He is my favorite.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
I love Chewie.
Yeah, he's great.
Yep.
Did you see Han Solo movie, the spinoff?
I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't. I know. I need to watch it. Like I said, I am so the originals. I don't know. But I need to watch it.
This episode of The Havery Show is being brought to you by Heartland Tax and Accounting, 863-385-5020. If you're going to start watching those things, and every Star Wars fan is going to have a different theory on this, I would say, do you have Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Okay, Andor. Go to season 1 of Andor.
Okay.
It's not like any Star Wars thing you've ever seen. It's it's Star Wars, but it's really Star Wars for grown-ups.
Okay.
And there's 2 seasons of Andor. The second season of Andor takes you just about to the movie Rogue One.
Okay.
And Rogue One literally takes you to the opening scene of Star Wars: A New Hope, the first one.
Okay.
When Darth Vader is capturing Princess Leia.
Okay.
That whole opening
wow.
scene, Andor takes you there
Okay.
in the most brilliant way. It's wonderful.
Well, now I'm excited. Now you've given me something to watch.
Just start with Andor,
Okay.
season 1.
Okay.
Go right into season 2, and then go to Rogue One.
Okay. I do like The Mandalorian. I will
love
say.
The Mandalorian.
I did like we've watched all those. My husband's not like a big sci-fi person, and he's like into The Mandalorian.
Yeah,
So,
very cool.
Yeah.
Did you see Book of Boba Fett?
No.
That was good too.
Okay.
That was good. Mandalorian was exceptional.
Yeah.
So apparently that's going to be a movie. They're
Yes.
going to go from the little screen to the big screen on that one.
Good.
I think next year or the year after, something like that. But I'm really curious to see what you think about Andor.
Okay.
Outstanding.
I'll watch it this weekend.
That Andor might be, other than being sentimental and nostalgic about episode 4, 5, and 6, A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, because that was my childhood. That was my whole childhood in a nutshell. So those are always going to be nostalgically and sentimentally, they're going to be my favorite. But Andor is as good as any of those.
Okay. Well, that makes me excited because I would have never. Yeah.
You got to be a little patient with it because it's not like you almost wouldn't even pin it as a Star Wars show. But it's fantastic. So anyway,
Okay.
enough
Okay.
about Andor.
Okay.
Andor. So let's segue back. You are now the president and CEO of the Greater Sebring Chamber of Commerce. I think before that you were at Advent, maybe doing
Yep,
something at
I was
Advent.
yep,
Okay.
yep.
So tell me about your journey to the Circle Theater and to you were on the highway before that, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we, the chamber, I want to say we were at 227 US 27 North for 14 years, and we rented.
All that time.
Yes.
You would have paid off the Circle Theater.
Yes. So, when I came on, I know it had always been a goal for them to purchase. And even before all the amazing things that were happening downtown, obviously I got on the CRA board and I, started, really paying attention to the grant programs and everything. That David and Christy have just built all this up, and I said, I really feel like we need to be back downtown. I really was feeling strong about it. We bought a lot off of North Ridgewood, that empty lot right by where Legacy used to be,
Yes.
right. So
Yes,
we
yes.
purchased that lot, but I also said,
By the mural.
yes,
Yeah, okay.
but we wanted like an event space.
Sure.
And we realized that was not going to be big enough to do that. And that lot is actually split in two. So it's not like, and it just wasn't going to be feasible for us. So the Circle Theater just kind of, happened.
Yeah.
I was hearing some rumblings and I contacted Carissa and I was like, hey, we might be looking to move downtown and things just happened from there.
Worked out great for you.
It did. It was everything, there was some chatter about, us knowing about stuff was going on and we had, of course, no idea anyone else with HGTV and all that amazingness. Everything just happened in its place and it was, we were just perfect place, perfect time, So it's been wonderful.
You've got a lot of traffic from that television show.
Yes. Yeah.
Sebring downtown in general has just been booming.
Yes. So, like the month of April, we saw more people in the Welcome Center than we did the entirety of last year.
I believe that.
And, there has been a steady decline every month, but when I say decline, we're still talking over 2,000 people coming monthly. And even these past couple of weeks, we've seen a huge spike up again.
Yeah.
So, we're averaging 75 to 100 people a day.
Fantastic.
When our Welcome Center was used to seeing 10 to 15. So, because we keep track of that stuff.
That's huge.
And, starting to keep track of, we have our map that people pin where they're coming from. And there's only one state we don't have someone that's visiting.
Hawaii.
Nope.
Alaska.
Nope. South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, all you people out there who are not listening to my show in South Dakota, tell somebody that from South Dakota to come check out downtown Sebring in this Chamber of Commerce at the Circle Theater.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
it's cool.
Hey, that's very good though.
Yep.
Only one state.
One state.
Not too shabby.
Yep.
Awesome.
And we have people coming from other countries, so they're like, "When are you going to get more?" Well, we only have so much wall space to put stuff up, But it's kind of neat to see, like when the show first aired, like the Eastern Seaboard, it was all the Eastern Seaboard, and then we're starting to trickle more, get more and more people from the mid and the west part of the country.
That's very, very cool.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Somebody had a good idea the other day. I know the old Barnett Bank building, they were talking about making that a racing museum or something like that. I'm not sure if that's still the plan. I'm not sure where that is. But I forget who was saying this, but they were saying, how cool would it be to have that a welcome center?
Yeah.
To make that the hub and put, you've already got a place, but to put Chamber of Commerce, CRA, put everything under one roof.
Yeah.
Which would really, I don't know that there's a lot of communities who've been able to pull that one off. That would be a good location for something like that.
It would be great. It would be great because it's, you're coming into downtown
That's
Sebring.
right. And people are coming in. Some people are going to come down from 17 or from the Parkway. But yeah, that would be a cool place to have everything under one roof.
Yep.
I hope something good happens to that building. That's another really good building.
I have all the faith in the world that it will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, good. Maybe you can tell me about it later.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that the city took over the Huntington Bank, the old Huntington Bank. That's going to be a great thing for them.
Yes.
They'll finally have some space and they'll have room to grow and room to breathe, and that'll be a good thing.
Yep.
That Horseshoe building, the old the other bank. I can't think of the name of the bank now. I'm glad to see some activity happening on that finally.
Yep.
I know the Blackmans have their hands full with Harder Hall.
Yep.
But I was getting a little anxious that nothing had been done there, but I'm seeing some equipment out there and I'm seeing some stuff happening and
he's
some repair work.
definitely getting things done.
So that's really nice to see. Yep. And Harder Hall.
Yes.
Wow, she's looking beautiful.
Yes. I always say, I'm like, if Harder Hall can be brought back, because that was before, I've never known it to be open. And I can only imagine. If that can come back, the Kennel Works can come back. It's sat dormant.
Yes.
What is it, 1989 or 88 since it's been closed?
Harder Hall?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say 87.
Okay. So
I could be wrong on that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
a
right
long
around
time.
there. Yes.
Yeah.
That's another one. I used to sing out there in the cabaret room, and I did so many shows out there when I was pretty young. And I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but I used to like to take breaks. I didn't like to take breaks, but I had to take a break. So I would go roaming around. I think I might have been 15, 16, 17 years old, something like that. Of course, underage playing in a bar because that's just what I did. And there was one particular hallway upstairs. I don't know, second floor or something like that. But it always reminded me of The Shining. And you know the two little girls?
Yes.
Come play with us. That. And then the blood pouring in.
Yes.
And I used to get so freaked out standing in that spot looking at the end of the hallway.
So Kenilworth has a hallway very similar.
That's the one you were talking about. So
No,
it's
this was
not.
on the third floor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where you go up and it's to the right. Or is it?
Okay, we're in the main lobby, and there's the grand staircase.
Yep.
It goes up a level, and then it goes up another level. So
Yep.
then we got to go up another one.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And like we did they renovated. I want to say it was 3 or 4 rooms into this honeymoon suite, but at the end, which for working with Market Match for years, apparently at some point was going to be like their living quarters, and it
Okay.
was huge.
Yeah.
But it was like a stop. There was a door at the end of the hallway where there should have been like several more rooms. And so it was just that end of the hallway. And there was activity up there too. So it's
really?
just, yeah. So, and every time I turn that corner, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like from The Shining, So,
Yeah.
But I think all those hotels and the way like they curve, the
Yeah.
way they're constructed, I
That's
think,
right.
in that era they're all going to have that kind of creepy shining.
So that was
moment.
going to be their living quarters.
Yes.
It ended up not being their living
I
quarters?
don't think so. I can't remember if Madge said that they ever lived up there or they were turning it into. I just honestly don't remember. I just remember that her telling me that was where, or if they had lived there. But, by the time I got there, it was storage space,
Okay. I wonder if they changed their plans because of stuff.
I don't know.
I'm just going to go with that in my mind.
Yeah.
This episode of The Havery Show is being brought to you by Heartland Tax and Accounting, 863-385-5020.
Maybe.
Harder Hall had the Spoon Sisters.
No.
Do you know about that?
I've heard things, but I don't know the story.
Yeah, so they were sisters. They were very old, and they lived there for years. That was their home.
Okay.
I don't know if Harder Hall had apartments or if they were just well off enough that they could afford to, I don't know what that was, but they were sisters. They both died very close to each other. I don't know if it was the same day or within several days, but they both died pretty close to each other. And a moving company was hired to empty out all their stuff and get it out of there. And they showed up on the site to do their job. They went upstairs. 5 minutes later, they were right back down again. What's going on? He said to the women up there said to leave their stuff alone, and we are not to touch anything. So they sent us back down.
Oh.
So there was that, and then there was a man in a blue leisure suit that could be seen on and off at various random times. Those are the two that I know of. It was either the Spoon Sisters or the Spooner Sisters, one or the other. But yeah, very cool.
Yes.
Mark Gose was on the podcast last week, and he had a Harder Hall story.
Oh.
Yeah, a very interesting one.
Okay.
That involved my brother Vinny, my oldest brother Vinny. So back in the 70s, a fad that was going around all over the country, maybe all over the world, was this streaking fad. So Mark Gose and my brother Vinny and several other guys streaked Harder Hall. And my brother's car was the getaway car. So Vinny didn't streak on that particular day because he was driving the getaway car, which was a Volkswagen Beetle.
Oh, gosh.
And there were 6 people all together. And once they did their streak, they all ran out and dove into Vinny's car and made a getaway. They also streaked through the police department, which at that time was where the McLean building is, right across the street, right across North Commerce from the Circle Theater.
Yes.
Doug McLean's building, that was the police department. So they also streaked there too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So Harder Hall has seen some pretty interesting
bet.
things over the year. I would love to know the real history about that place.
Yeah.
Same thing with Kenilworth and Santa Rosa and Nancessoy. I wish we could have had in-depth, truthful knowledge about those places, even the bad stuff, because bad stuff happened there too.
Mm-hmm.
Circle Theater has a dark side.
Yeah.
There's a sad, dark side to that place as far as segregation goes, and
Yep.
and that whole story.
Yep. I feel like that was, although they didn't mention it in the program, it was talked about.
Yes.
It didn't make air, but talking about the balcony and
Yes.
the separate staircase.
That's
And
right.
I when HGTV was still scouting, I did tell them that was a part of our history because the Circle Theater, there's not a lot. Like, it's hard to find stuff.
That's right.
My daughter, like, they were asking me all these questions, and it was like November. Was it been November of 23? They were like, it was right before Thanksgiving break, and they were like, hey, we need to, can you give us like any gaps in history? And this was before like we were, I guess officially. And I was like, so like my daughter's really good at finding things, and she found a lot that I never even like. And I'm sure if I had time to dig, but there's still like a period from like, I don't know, the end of the 60s, like almost 10 years that you can't really find anything on. Like, we went to the clerk of courts, and, it's just, it's kind of, unless you're a local and you can tell us what was going on.
Well, it sat empty for the longest time.
Yeah.
It was John, really, that brought it back.
Right.
And City Lights.
Yeah.
Now, you did you go there as a teenager?
I did not.
Yeah.
I remember one of them being open, but I can't remember, if it was, I don't remember it being open when I was in high school. But it may not have been the crowd I was hanging out with either
Right.
that went there. But I remember when we moved back that it was a nightclub when we moved back to Sebring, but I don't remember. I definitely didn't go there as a teenager.
Gotcha. Started off as a teen club.
Yeah.
John started as a teen club. I was the first DJ. I only did it for a few times until he got one of the younger guys. When I was the last of the old school DJs that would just play a song and then fade the next song in. But that was right around when hip hop was starting to happen, and these DJs were doing the the wiki mixing things and adding beats and stuff, and the whole next level stuff that I never got into. So I did it for a few weeks, and then John found one of the local kids, I think, that was doing that, which was way better because that's what you needed for that place.
Yeah.
It was perfect. So I can't think of who that kid's name was now, but he was great. So it was City Lights as a teen club, and then it shifted over to a nightclub but they still had teen nights. And then it just became strictly adults only. At one point, he turned it into a country place, and they used to have Don Smith and Sun Country Band was the house band, and that was great. That place, I think I've mentioned this before. I was the Cowardly Lion in The Wizard of Oz. Well, now wait a minute. I was the coward. Oh, Sparks Disco. Holy cow.
That was what it was.
It was Sparks Disco, and then John got it from Dale.
Yeah.
Yes, it was Sparks Disco, and that's when they had, and I'm dying to know if it's still there, the back hallway behind the stage, the very back wall. That was a painting of the Emerald City, and a local artist named David Poole painted it with airbrush. It was incredible. So it would have been built over to put the staircase in and everything. But I wondered if behind the drywall, if that mural is still there.
Oh.
Yeah, it's incredible. We'll never know. Yeah, you can't now because you need all that access and everything. But wow, was it great? Yeah, so 6th grade, 7th grade, Cowardly Lion, Wizard of Oz on that stage, and they had the lighted dance floor because it was the disco. And each one of us, the lion, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow, all got to do our own little kind of solo dance on the dance floor. It was kind of a cross between the Wizard of Oz and the Wiz.
Okay.
So it was cool. Used to go there. They would have teen night there, and I was always afraid to ask a girl to dance because I was completely inept and afraid of girls, but I loved them. But I was so afraid. I was a real scaredy cat. And yeah, and then they had where your office is now. That was an arcade, and I spent I don't know how many quarters over the years playing asteroids in that place. That was so cool to have that little arcade right there. Wedding reception. We had our wedding reception there when we got married in '89. And John had it by then. It was City Lights by then. Then it became the Cage, and it became all this other stuff, geckos.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that you've got all the history there. I think it was empty until Dale bought it, Dale Sparks.
Yeah.
I think it was empty from the time they closed until that point.
So maybe it was closed for that amount of, for
I think it
maybe
was
10 years
at least.
Yeah, so that must be
least.
the missing history. So
Yeah.
there was just nothing going on.
Dale would have picked that up around 76, 77, right around that time. And I want to say that it was there until I think that they were showing movies until the 50s at some point. And I think they closed sometime in the 50s. It might have been longer than 10 years.
Wow.
But that I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's a missing history there for sure.
Yes.
What a great place.
It is.
And what can you say about Kevin Roberts and Champion for Children Foundation for bringing that place back to life?
Yes.
Wow.
I can't even imagine. Because I worked at the Kenilworth and I have appreciation, and I think, when my board, when they were trying to figure out, okay, are we going to try to move forward with this, to make sure I was comfortable with a 100-year-old building.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I know that there's always going to be something.
Always.
And there is.
Always.
But, we just, to have such a piece of history downtown. But the fact that Kevin Roberts and Champion for Children renovated that and essentially saved it.
Absolutely saved it. Yeah.
And I always, when people come in, I said, everything HGTV did was just aesthetics to make it what, we want to use it for now, different from what they were going to use it for. But I always give them credit because, they really did an amazing job.
Yeah, they did. They
Lots
really
of thought
did.
And
a lot of money.
A lot.
A lot of money.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm grateful to them for doing that.
Yep.
That has benefited our downtown in ways that we'll never even know.
Yep.
And now the Chamber of Commerce has a beautiful home.
Yes.
So yeah, I got to tip my hat to those guys for pulling that off.
Absolutely.
It really was a miracle what they did.
Yes.
That place was shot.
Yeah, it was. I think he said it was condemned.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
in the
ready to
verge of
go.
being-
It was
yeah.
ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. They saved it.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I'm grateful to them.
Yes.
How are you enjoying it over there? You've got a lot of momentum. You're doing more and more stuff over there. Are you enjoying the theater, or is it a headache, or is it fun? What are your thoughts about running that old place?
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It definitely, offers different challenges. If something goes wonky with the sound system or lights,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I know your son came over and helped us a lot
Uh-huh.
a few weeks ago. I am not that's definitely I'm not tech savvy with that stuff.
Sure.
Like that soundboard is it blows my mind.
Yeah.
But we love the space. We love having it for, if we want to do something off the cuff, like last year, we're like, hey, let's do a Christmas in July craft fair.
Yeah.
And, we wouldn't be able to do that,
That's right.
So just things like that. Or if, a chamber member wants to have a mixer and something happens at their place, well, we can have it at ours.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's just, it's definitely offered. And I love that it's for the community too.
Absolutely.
It's a space for the community to use it for their private celebrations. We have my daughter's rehearsal dinner in there in December, and we'll always have that special memory too. And just a place for memories to be made,
Yeah. This episode of The Havery Show is being brought to you by Heartland Tax and Accounting, 863-385-5020.
So.
Wow. I mentioned Andor.
Yeah.
When Andor came out, me and Harrison would go into the Circle Theater, and we watched that whole season on the big screen. It was cool, and we would have some little. I think we had like a Christmas pajama party or something. We would have these little things that were not really advertised, but they were for, circle champion for children people and special guests and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That was a cool place. Every day I missed that job. Every day I'd take a walk around the circle pretty much without fail. I park and I walk and I try to clear my head and get ready for the day. And every time I get to the Circle Theater, I just like, yep, I miss that place.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So Advent Health seems to be a huge sponsor for you guys. Yeah, you got a good relationship with them.
Yes. They have been a huge support for us.
Yeah, they're very generous.
Yes.
I think that's fantastic. That is something that is really needed in a place like that. You have to have really an overall patron. And I think that is what they're doing for you guys. That's what it seems.
They're sponsoring a lot. Like we have, our entertainment series for that, for the building. Certain things we have planned throughout the year. I don't know how much more we can take on. Paige is my events person. And every time I look at her, and we actually had an event planned in the fall, and I'm like, hey, let's, Soda Fest was so amazing this year. I'm like, let's take a break because fall gets really busy for us.
Oh yeah, with Halloween and the art festival and everything else, of course.
Yeah, and the Gobble Wobble now.
Yes, that's right.
And we do the Christmas parade.
Yes.
So it's a lot on our staff. So I'm like, hey, let's take it back. But that wasn't one of the ones they were sponsoring anyway. And we have capital improvement sponsors that help us, sponsor the building so that we can keep going with things. So renovations, because there's still things to be done. There's always going to be things to be done.
Did you ever get the AC fixed?
Yeah, we actually just had to replace a unit a
Okay.
couple weeks ago.
I don't know if you were able to use them or not. The ones that the sheriff's department, you weren't able to use those?
No.
Were they not a good fit, or was there?
Yeah, they just said they weren't. We couldn't use them for what we have,
Okay.
or the parts or something were is going to be more expensive.
Oh, that's
for
too
us.
bad.
Yeah.
Those were nice big units too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's hard to keep that place cool.
Yes.
It really is. You need a really monster AC system to keep that place cool.
Yeah.
And it was one of the first places in Sebring that had air conditioning.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool to know.
Yeah. Very, very special place. So, what about you personally? What are things that you enjoy doing? What are some of your favorite things? How do you spend your time?
Oh gosh, my husband and I love being on. We love being on the lake.
Are you on Lake Jackson?
No, we don't live on. We don't live on.
Oh,
the lake. We just
okay. I got you.
We
You
just
like to be there.
Yeah. So we have a friend that lives on Lake Placid. We
Oh,
go down
yeah.
there all the time. Go on the boat. Funny story. Moving from New Hampshire to Florida, the lakes are very different.
Oh yeah.
They're a little warmer, which is nice.
Oh, you think?
But the things that are in the lakes down here, like gators and snakes and things.
You have nothing in your water.
Nothing.
Nothing. How boring.
You can be in 20 foot of water and see to the bottom up there.
Yeah.
But it's very cold. So when my husband and I started dating, my kids were young, and he was always on the lake. He is a lake person, boats every weekend. And so it was hard for me to just become okay with, I'm like those people now that come in and be like, are there gators in that lake? Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Florida.
but I was one of those people, and I was afraid to put my kids in the lake. But now we're we're like fish in the lake. We're in there. My kids they love it. Of course, my kids are grown.
Mm-hmm.
My youngest we're getting ready to ship her off.
Wow. Empty
Next month.
nest.
Yep. Empty nest. So she's done a good job preparing us for it because
Okay.
she's very busy.
Mm-hmm.
She's hardly ever home.
Okay.
But it's going to be different. But we enjoy the water. So our family vacation the year of COVID, when everything was shut down,
Mm-hmm.
we were trying to figure out somewhere to go because we needed a break. We went down to Naples. Naples was shut down.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But that was the best vacation we've ever had because we had to stay at the house and we just hung out. We went on the water.
Yep.
So guess what we do every year now? That's
You
what
go to Naples.
Well, we don't go to we actually have gone to different places.
Okay.
We went to Marco one year. We love St. James and Pine Island.
Oh yeah.
Love it over there.
I've never been. I want to go there.
It's wonderful. And of course, like Matt Lachey
Lachey.
was it still looks very torn up from Hurricane Ian. But, that's kind of the entrance into the island. And we just went there 4th of July weekend for a couple of days. But we're going there at the end of the month for a whole week. That's like our yearly, that's just what we do. We just go on the boat every day.
Yeah.
We cook at the house.
Oh, yeah.
So COVID forced us to do that and something, because when you go on vacations with your family, it's like go, 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 go.
Right.
So it's been nice to figure that out, that's the best thing ever. So, but we love the water, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
And I can see eventually, like when we retire, that we may end up, I definitely like the salt water.
Sure.
But again, we just love being on the water.
You
so
prefer
that's
the
fun.
sharks to the alligators, the jellyfish to the snakes?
I mean, I don't know. There's still like a level of, uneasiness, but I feel like I'm more comfortable definitely swimming in the lakes than I am in the ocean.
Gotcha.
Because if I can't see the bottom, and that's the biggest thing for me, if I can't see it like I could up there, I just don't, I just don't. But like in the Keys, you can see like in a lot of places to the bottom.
That's
and
right.
Now, it doesn't mean a shark can't come out of nowhere, but,
If the shark wants to come out of nowhere, it's going to come out of nowhere.
That's right. So I try to, we try to, stay in more shallower. Like if we go to Pine Island, there's a picnic island that you pull up on and, you don't have to get in deep water.
Right.
And we like to fish too.
Sure.
We do love to fish.
You like fresh and salt or just salt?
Just salt water. Yeah. Mostly because that's what my husband likes. And I never thought I would like fishing as much, but last year I outfished him. So
Really?
It was pretty fun. Yeah.
What's your biggest catch or your most prized catch?
I caught a redfish. I'm trying to think. He was probably like this big. And I think I had one bigger on my line, but my line snapped because, I don't have the nicer fishing pole that my husband has. He was really mad. I was reeling him in.
That's great.
And, it's really hard for me to reel him in, but, it's fun. And I caught my first snook. He was so proud of me. Like when I caught that snook, it's like a kid in a candy store. Like his eye just got big and he was so proud of me.
Do you have any trophy fish mounted or anything?
No.
Are you a catch and release or
They're mostly catch and
do you eat any of them?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Love fish. I could live off of, especially I miss my New England seafood. For sure.
Oh yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're right there to have all the best of the best.
Yes.
That's
So we, when we go up there, that's what we eat the whole time we're there.
Oh, well,
It's so available. It's not, it's seasonal, but it's available. So
Did you ski up there? Are you a good skier?
I actually did not.
Really?
I moved before we ever got into it.
Okay.
So I have never been on a set of skis.
Not even water skis?
Nope. No skis.
Tenille.
I know. I'm not an adventurous, I don't know, I'm not a thrill seeker. I don't think that I would ever be, not that I'm not coordinated, but I just don't think it's something that I would ever want to do. I hate roller coasters.
Right.
I hate, the Star Wars ride.
Yes.
I don't like the drops. So the
yeah.
drops are the things I hate the most. And there's a drop in that, but I love Star Wars so much. But my husband knows, he always knows it's coming, and they all look at me and laugh because they know what my reaction's going to be.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. I love roller coasters. I love those things. I don't mind drops. I get vertigo, so spinning is real bad for me. The other stuff isn't really good for me, but I'll risk it.
Yeah.
But like the teacups at Disney, I could never do a teacup.
I don't like
that I'll be done if I do a teacup. But roller coasters and stuff, I pretty much handle those things. I haven't been to any of them in a long time.
Yeah.
I think we're due. I think me and Dawn need to maybe visit some of these parks because it's been a while. I want to see. Have you heard anything about Epic? Have you been to Epic?
No.
Neither have I.
No.
I've heard really cool things about it.
Yeah. It's too hot right now.
It is very hot.
I don't know. Like some of these people that go to Disney and stuff. I remember going to Disney when I was, my oldest was like a year and a half, and I was pregnant with my son, and it was June.
Oh no!
And I remember passing out in the food line. Like it is too hot right now, and I know that's when a lot of people come down. But as Floridians, we know better.
We do know better,
And these torrential downpours that just come out of nowhere that people from here don't realize that happens.
Yeah.
And, you could be like, oh, it's only 15% chance of rain. And then it accumulates and it just sits on top of you. So anyway, I think that, I don't know if I want to spend the money on a ticket for something like that because there's so many roller coasters that
Yeah.
we won't even.
Oh, that's true.
My husband and I won't go on.
Yes.
Now, I would love to go there. I would love to see Harry Potter World
Yeah.
and all those, like, just see the worlds. But I don't know if it's worth the money and me just being able to do that. We'll have to, like, look more at, because there are, like, roller coasters at Disney, like Thunder Mountain.
Sure. Space Mountain.
I will ride Space Mountain. I think it's psychological for me because I can't see anything.
Oh,
That's what I think.
okay.
And I know there's
That could be,
drops.
yeah. And
And
Tron.
I know they're coming. I will not do Tron. I won't do Tron.
Tron's open, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would. I don't know anything about it other than I really want to do it.
And I did get on Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot.
I've not done that. I
Which
don't
you
think.
will not. It's spinning. Like,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just going to warn you in advance. But was not good for me.
Yeah.
My family loved it, but it was not good for me.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And simulators. I don't do well on simulators for some reason.
Yeah, I'm okay on simulators.
I get weirded out in simulators.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can't explain it. Yeah. What about the water parks? Did you ever go to Wet and Wild or Water Mania back when those were open?
I never went to Wet n Wild or any of those. I would take my kids to Aquatica a lot.
Aquatica, okay.
Yeah, and we liked Aquatica. We loved SeaWorld.
SeaWorld's
We were
great.
there all the time when my kids were younger. I love animals. Obviously, I wanted to be a vet. So,
Right.
But, my sister, I remember visiting Florida when the first time we went to Disney, SeaWorld, all that. And my sister, they used to let kids get on Shamu.
Yes.
And we have a picture of she was 4 years old.
Wow, on Shamu.
She was on Shamu. Yep. So obviously they don't do that anymore. And the
Obviously.
trainers don't even get. And it is really a shame. Like, I understand that tragedy happened. It was terrible. But those trainers know when they get in they know what they're signing up for.
That's right.
And it's just not the same. To me, it's not the same with the way that they used to do it. So I don't enjoy it as much.
That Shamu show was epic, and the Seal and Otter show, that was so cool. Yeah, it was SeaWorld. Well, it still is great.
It is great. It's just different. It's not, if you're going there for the first time, you probably think it's like,
know.
right, you would never know. But I've seen it, the evolution over the years. And
Yeah.
So.
I want to go to Volcano Bay too.
I heard
looks
that's really
cool.
cool. Yeah.
I'm sad about Wet and Wild because that was an epic place, an iconic place to go to. I loved Wet and Wild. It was so fun. This episode of the Havery Show is being brought to you by Heartland Tax and Accounting, 863-385-5020. Were you around for Boardwalk and Baseball?
No.
Okay.
I remember seeing it,
Okay.
but we never went.
So before that, there was Circus World. So Circus World was right there on 27 and I-4.
Right.
Where?
The Four Corners?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. That's where it was. It would be on your right as you're turning onto I-4. Potter's, whatever, all the shopping places are there now. But it was Circus World, and there was a massive circus tent that everything was housed in, and that's where the Florida Hurricane was, which was at least the eastern U.S.'s largest all-wooden roller coaster. And that thing was a beast. It was great. And they had a roller coaster. It was the first loop, or one of the very first ones. And all it did was loop and up and then loop and back. And that's all it did. And people went crazy over it because nobody had done it yet. It was the first one.
Oh, wow.
So that went from Circus World to Boardwalk and Baseball. And they still had
I remember that roller coaster. I remember seeing it from the highway.
Yes.
Because
It was great.
going to Winter Haven. I mean, Winter Haven's like right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
I don't know if Boardwalk and Baseball was still open when I moved down here. Maybe it was, and we just never went.
You moved in
89.
It was. Oh yeah, it was. It was open because that's me and Dawn. Before we got married, we bought season passes, and that was one of our favorite places to go. I would guess it closed around 91 or 92.
Okay.
That would be my best guess. But what a cool place that was too.
Yeah.
There's so many places near Sebring that are in Highlands County that have enough space to do something like that. There was for years and years and years there were rumors that there was going to be a Six Flags.
Oh yeah.
Out by Loretta, out in that area by Spring Lake, that would have been something.
Yes. Oh gosh, the tourists that would have. Oh my gosh, the boom it would have brought.
Yeah, and Pat
still.
Dell was on the podcast a few months ago, and he was talking about he went to Japan. He was part of a delegation to bring a Mazda factory to Highlands County,
Oh, wow.
and everything was really going well. And it looked like it was going to happen. They had the governor on board, and everything was looking good. But Highlands County commissioners at that time, it was too close to World War II. And it was, we were just bombing them. Why would we want to let them build out there? So they shut it down. That would have changed the whole fabric of the community, too.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, and you won't remember this, but Old South Barbecue Ranch. I keep talking to Mark Ghost and these guys who develop things. I want them to rebuild that. That was really cool, too. And it was just a cheesy tourist trap barbecue place that had concrete horses and
Oh,
people,
yeah.
It was neat. It was really neat.
We definitely need something
Yeah.
I feel I always hear these chatters about people, stuff for the kids to do, and there is a lot to do here.
There
There's a
is.
lot.
There's a ton to do.
And people don't understand, Casey's done an amazing job.
Oh, absolutely.
With Visit Sebring, just with tourism.
Yeah.
But I think as we grow with population, and I look at my daughter who just moved back here. She wants to move back here, and she's going to probably raise her family here. That there needs to be stuff for the younger generation.
100%.
There really needs to be.
And this has been the chorus and the echo since I was in high school. People have been saying, and before then even too. But yeah, and so far it hasn't happened so much.
Yeah.
But there is so much
There
to do.
is.
You
There really
just
is.
have to look around.
Yeah, you have to find it.
That's right. You have to have a little effort. You have a
Yes.
little effort. There's something to do for your kid every day, especially during the summer. There's all these
Oh, yeah.
camps and vacation Bible schools all over the place. There's a lot to do. And
Yeah, I used to have one at Sun and Lake when I was the community services director. out
Yes.
there. We had a huge summer program.
Yep.
And but there definitely is a lot for kids to do.
Yeah.
And the Highlands Lakeside Theater and their
course.
drama camps. I mean, those are amazing too.
Mark, I mentioned Mark Ghost was on the program last week, and he's got a plan to develop the beach on 27. Have you heard anything about that?
I have heard a little bit.
He's got some great plans.
Yeah.
We're talking, real. I don't want to say 1 in a million chance because it could happen.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of hurdles. But that would be a beautiful family destination,
Absolutely.
and people will come from all over just to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because you look at our, Lake Jackson's our lake in Sebring,
Yeah.
and there's not a lot of access to it, and there's not a lot, for people to enjoy. I mean, we have, Veterans Beach, but there's not a lot. So that
Yes.
would be awesome. We would be there.
Oh, absolutely.
sure. Like,
Absolutely.
we would for sure be there.
Yeah. So there's good things happening.
Yeah.
Sebring is right on the cusp of something. I think Sebring's already a great place because
Yeah.
I grew up here. I've lived here my whole life. There's no place better. I love Sebring. But we're right on this cusp of, and if we stopped right now, and if our growth stopped right now, we're in a good place.
Yeah.
But I think there's some big things that could be happening. One thing that we need, and you know this as the president of the Chamber of Commerce, we need more retail downtown.
Yes.
We're dying for that. All these people are coming from all over the place because of HGTV. They might get to eat 2 meals. They might get breakfast
Right.
and then lunch. And what are they going to do in the meantime?
Right.
We need retail downtown.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't know how we do that, but we need it.
Well, I mean, hopefully with whatever is going to happen with an accessory lot, whoever gets that bid, hopefully there'll be some retail space with that.
Yes.
I know that's something I would definitely. I know Allison Willie's getting ready to open a baby boutique.
Really?
Down by the Children's Museum.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you'll see this, it's pink. It's a
Okay.
pink building. I know that's on the agenda for this area,
Yeah.
the signage and stuff.
Yeah.
So I know that's coming. So there is some things coming, but it's just this happened so quick, and I think we were definitely, thank goodness we had the restaurants.
Oh,
that in
yes,
place. And that
yes,
is
yes,
bringing the
yes.
people. That is definitely bringing the people.
And I saw that Sophie's is taking over the soda shop.
Yes.
How cool is that?
I haven't had a chance to talk to her yet, but I'm really excited. And us too, for because, we work so much with them, the soda shop for the soda festival. I mean, that's like the premise of it. And, I'm excited for the future with that, for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Very definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, exciting stuff.
There is lots of exciting stuff.
Yes. Sebring's a great place to live and a great place to visit.
We're so centrally located to everything.
Really, we are. We're dare I say, a perfect location in Florida.
Yeah. You get the best of all worlds.
You really do. You're right in the middle of both coasts.
Orlando,
Tampa, you're right there for everything.
an airport. I mean, there's
Yes.
airports all over within 1.5, 2 hours.
That's right. Yeah, there's big things out there too. There's some pretty cool stuff happening out there as far as Sebring being a hub. And there's basically seven. There's 7 locations that if Sebring could tie into them, it would put us on the map internationally. There's a new kind of aircraft or something. I can't think of VSP I can't remember what it is, but they were talking about it at the city council last year. The airport authority was talking about it. Very cool stuff. That really would be a game changer for Sebring too.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you want it to have its hometown charm, and you don't want it to be too big. So the growth has to be managed growth.
Yes.
The Monansesowee property.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on with that. So I am saying this out of complete ignorance because there may be some plans. I don't know anything about it. What I would like to see personally is what they did at Journal Plaza and Lake Placid.
Yeah.
If they could recreate that with the shops and the big open space, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That would be a beautiful thing.
Well, I know the proposal period is open right now. I believe it's open until the end of July, if I'm not mistaken. It may be in August. But it's definitely, we're starting to accept proposals from the CRA to, go in front of the review committee and see what we want to move forward, possibly move forward with. So there's definitely some. I know, like Fred Kyber has an idea.
Really?
Okay. You should go back and listen to the last CRA meeting.
Okay.
And talk about it. And then there was a couple of people that came up and talked about what they thoughts for what they want to do.
Sure.
And then we hear some other people with the chamber wanting to do things. So it's going to be interesting to see the proposals that come through for sure.
Oh, no doubt.
But I do love what they've got going on down Lake Placid. Is different than what we have going on down here. But it's really cool down there. I mean, I love going down there on a Saturday. I know you've played down there.
Play there, once a month usually during the season.
Yeah.
Give or take. I like it.
Little
down
farmers
there.
market and
Yes.
Morty and Edna's
and wind down and wet
Yes.
dogs. We enjoy playing. I play there, and the band plays there sometimes. I like that area. The whole vibe
It's
is
just a
so
different.
good.
It's really cool, and I'm so happy for them because Lake Placid was such a sleepy town for a while, and that has really seemed to help a lot. And then the Caladium Festival,
Of course.
has just blown it. I mean, obviously it's been, I don't know, I can't remember if this is the 30th year or, it's not my thing, but Jennifer, what she's done with it down there too has been amazing. So yeah.
No doubt.
And then Avon Park has their own awesome things going for them too. So it's just cool to see our county, not just Sebring, but our county in general, just, going in the direction it's going.
Yes.
It's really awesome.
Well, along those lines, thank you for all that you do to make Sebring such a vital, important place for all of us. So on behalf of a grateful community, thank you for what you're doing at the Chamber of Commerce, and keep up the good work.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I really appreciate you being on the show today.
Thank you.
This has
It's
been a lot
wonderful.
of fun.
Yes.
We're already over an hour.
Oh,
Can you
gosh.
believe that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
It's great.
And I'll see you around.
Okay, sounds good.
The Havery Show has been brought to you by Heartland Tax and Accounting, 863-385-5020.